no need of spoil.
Go ahead.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Ooh. You know, man, this type of woman man looking for right here, ain't it?
Amen, brother.
She gonna do him good all the days of his life? Man, that's the type of woman that's the type of woman man looking for. She gonna do him good all the days of his life. Of her life. Go ahead.
She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hand.
Uh-huh.
She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar.
Go ahead.
She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household,
Uh-huh.
and a portion to her maidens.
See, she ain't scared. She ain't afraid to get up and do some work. You understand? She ain't lazy laying around the house all the time doing nothing, waiting the man got to come home from work and then he got to cook and clean and everything, take care of the kids. You know, I know people that's like that. The wife sit at home all day, don't do nothing. Don't work, watching TV all day, come home, house messed up. You know, man, most men like their house, when they come home, they like their house clean, some food to eat. I mean, that's just the way we are. That's just the way we built. You understand? If a woman gonna be at home all day, then she's supposed to do her wifely duties, right? Keep the house clean. If she gonna be at home, she don't work. You know, because it could be a joint venture if both of y'all working. You understand? But if she ain't working, she at home all day. Why not keep the house clean? Take care of it. Come by the bedroom every now and then. You know what I mean? This is her duty. Go ahead and read.
She considereth a field, and buyeth it.
Uh-huh.
With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard.
Go ahead.
She girdeth her loins with the strength, and strengtheneth her arms.
Skip down to verse 19.
She layeth her hands to the spindle,
Uh-huh.
and her hands hold the distaff.
Go ahead.
She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy.
See that? She's a good woman. She gives to the poor. She taking care of kids. She taking care of business. This is a virtuous woman. And this the type of woman that the Lord wants his servants to look for. Now, she might not meet all these qualifications, you know, at the time. But look, this is what we're supposed to be looking for, though, isn't it?
It's written.
This is what we're supposed to be looking for. Otherwise, then you get what you get. And then she get what she get, too, right? Go ahead and read.
21.
Uh-huh. Skip down to verse 23 and read it.
Her husband is known unto the gates.
Uh-huh.
Her husband is known in the gates, excuse me. When he sitteth among the elders of the land.
Uh-huh.
She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant.
See, her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. That's that guy there, man. He got that good wife. I wish I had a wife like that. Everybody knows her. You know, she's a good woman. Even the older man, he got a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, men say that too. Man, you got a good wife. Cats used to tell me that all the time. You got a good wife, man. Go ahead and read.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Strength and honor are her clothing,
Uh-huh.
and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
Go ahead.
She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of the idleness.
See, not only is she loved among her family, but other people love her too. Go ahead and read.
28.
Uh-huh.
Her children arise up and call her blessed.
Uh-huh.
Her husband also, and he praises her.
See, her family bless her. Her husband praise her. Go ahead and read.
Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all.
Uh-huh.
Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain.
Go ahead.
But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised.
Uh-huh.
Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.
Let her own works praise her in the gates. Let her own work. She ain't got to go about bragging. She's a worker. She take care of the business.
Yes, sir.
Everybody loves her. And everybody knows her. Because she is that virtuous woman. Let's go to Ephesians, the 5th chapter. Ephesians 5. And this is what women should strive to be. This virtuous woman. This is what they should strive to be. Ephesians 5 and 25. Ephesians 5 and 25. Everybody got it?
Amen.
Y'all don't get mad at me today. We're going to touch on the husband, the wife, and the children. So this fits me too.
What the book say?
Ephesians 5 and 25. Because just like I said earlier, just like I'm teaching y'all, I'm teaching myself too. And reminding myself that this is how you're supposed to be as a husband, man. This is how you're supposed to be as a father. Ephesians 5 and 25. Ephesians 5 and 25. Go ahead and read.
Husbands, love your wives,
Uh-huh.
even as Christ also loved the church
Go ahead.
and gave himself for
You
it.
see that? See, man, you're supposed to lay down your life for your wife.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
somebody breaking your house. Hey, man, you ain't fixing to touch my wife over my dead body.
That's it, brother.
Well, it's going to be either you or your wife. Okay, well, then you might well take me, because I ain't going to sit here and watch you kill my wife. That's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how we supposed to be. But go ahead and read, though.
26.
Uh-huh.
That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
Uh-huh.
That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish.
Go ahead.
So ought men to love their wives
So
as their
ought
own
men-
bodies.
You see that? They ought to love their wives like they love their own body. Do you go around beating yourself? If you go around beating yourself, then there's something wrong with you then. Well, if you ain't going around beating yourself, then you ain't supposed to be going around beating your wife then.
Make it plain, brother.
In fact, you ain't got no business putting your hands on a woman, period, though.
Teach.
Not like that. Go ahead and read.
For no man
Read that over. Read verse 28 again.
Yes, 28.
Uh-huh.
So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
Uh-huh.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself. So now, if you beating on your wife and you know you every time you talk to her, you going off on her and you know you can't stand her and everything, then why'd you marry her? Why'd you marry her? Go ahead and read 29.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
No man yet, because because man and a woman, when they become husband and wife, they one flesh, right?
Yes, sir.
So you hate your wife, then you must hate yourself too then. Because y'all one flesh. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh. That's what the book is telling you. If you hate yourself, then you hate your wife, then you must hate yourself. Because y'all one flesh. Go ahead.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh,
Uh-huh.
but nourished and cherished it, even as the Lord the church.
Even as the Lord the church. Let's go to 1 Peter now. 1 Peter 3 and 1. 1 Peter 3 and 1. Men, this is how we are supposed to treat our wives. This is the way that we're supposed to conduct ourselves when we're dealing with our families. You want a virtuous woman? Then you got to deal with your wife according to knowledge then. We got a role to play just like the wife got a role to play. We have 1 Peter 3, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. 1 Peter 3 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Excuse me. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband,
Uh-huh.
that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
See, because a wife, you know, she might tell her husband something that can win him over into the word of God. It's not always the man talking to the wife to win her over to the word of God. The woman can tell the man too. Go ahead and read.
While they behold your chaste conversations coupled with fear,
Uh-huh.
whose adorning, let it not be that of outward adorning of the planting of hair, of the planting the hair, and of wearing of gold or putting on of apparel.
Go ahead.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Let it be the hidden man of the heart. Go ahead.
In that which is not corruptible, even an ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
That's what the woman's supposed to have. A meek and a quiet spirit.
Yes, sir.
You know, not always up in his face, hollering and stuff. And, you know, I said this and I said that. And, you know, talking about him all the time. He going to work, taking care of the household and everything. And that's all she do is talk about him. And every time she get trying to put him out. But he's doing all the work, though. Go ahead and read.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Even an ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God's great price.
Ooh, you see that? When a woman has a meek and a quiet spirit, that is of great price in the sight of God.
Yes, sir.
You know, cause we see it all the time. Women, that's all they do is run their mouths and stuff. And the man just, poor guy, he just listen. You know, cause he can't out talk her, so you know, he just listen. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I mean, you got some brothers like just, you know what you got at home. You know what you got at home. Sometimes, you know, most times, man just, you know, yes, dear. Just go on somewhere and sit down, because you know, you ain't fixing out, talk her and out, argue her. Go ahead and read, though. What verse you at?
5.
Uh-huh.
For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Uh-huh.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
You see that? Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham. Why is you supposed to obey your husbands? Now, you know, he telling you, you know, he might tell you, look, I want you to go out to the store and get some pork chops, and I want you to come home and cook them. All right, well, you go ahead and cook them then. But don't eat them. Don't eat them. Because, you know, you ain't going to go against the Lord for nobody.
Teach, brother. Teach.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't care. You don't even go, you know, when you come to the Lord, you're supposed to even deny yourself. So, you know, the same thing with the man. You know, honey, but my wife ain't, you know, I ain't think to bring no pork home.
Praise God, brother. So, praise God.
But, you know, because the man is the head of the household now, ain't he? He's the head of the household. I better leave that alone. But go ahead and read them.
Just back at 6.
Uh-huh.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham,
Uh-huh.
calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well.
As long as you do well. Go ahead and read. Because if you be Christ, then are you Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise, right?
That's right, brother.
Go ahead and read.
As long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
Uh-huh.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Ooh, that is right there. This is how you got to dwell with your wife according to knowledge. You can't be no dictator over her.
That's right.
You understand? Telling her what to do every minute she turn around. Beating on her. You better do this, you better do that. No. You better go sit down somewhere. Because I'm going to show you who the Lord say beat, and it ain't your wife. And wife, it ain't your husband. Because like I said earlier, you got some women that beat their husbands. Go ahead and read that over.
7.
Uh-huh.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife
Uh-huh.
as unto the weaker vessel.
You see that? Giving honor to the wife as a weaker vessel. Giving honor to her. You're not no punk because you take the low sometimes with your wife. You're supposed to give her that honor. Oh, man. He henpecked. No, he ain't. He wants some peace in his house, and he know what he got to do to get some peace in his house. He want to get some sleep at night.
Yes, sir.
And he know what he got to do. Everybody know what they got in their house. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor to the wife. Go ahead.
As unto the weaker vessel.
Uh-huh.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
See, because that's what y'all try to do. Ultimately, y'all trying to get to the kingdom together. I mean, y'all ain't finna walk in there hand in hand like that. But being together under this covenant, you all want to do what's right when it comes to the Lord, so that you can get into the kingdom.
Amen.
Both of y'all.
Amen. Yes, sir.
That's why you got to dwell. Men, we have to dwell with our wives according to knowledge. And the man is supposed to be the head of the household and the head of the wife. So women, you got to let them be. If he doing it right, according to what does say the Lord, you got to let them do it. Because this is the order of things. This is the order of things. If a woman try to run the household and over her husband, then that ain't going to work. Because after a while, he going to be like, uh-uh. Now, I know she talk a lot and everything, but she ain't fixing to run me now. And then that would be out of order anyway. Let's go now. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. 1 Corinthians 7. Everybody's got a role to play. 1 Corinthians 7. And this right here, this is the roadmap. Right here. This is the instructions for marriage right here. That's why we have so many divorces, because ain't nobody read the instruction manual. And people not abide by the instruction manual.
That's right, brother. Keep it simple.
1 Corinthians 7, and we're going to pick up at verse 1. 1 Corinthians 7 and 1. Go ahead and read it.
Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me,
Uh-huh.
it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Now, this is Paul saying this now. Because we read earlier, what did God say? It is not good that man should be alone. I'm going to make him help me, right? No, this Paul saying this. Read that again.
Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me,
Uh-huh.
it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Go ahead.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife,
Uh-huh.
and let every woman have her own husband.
You see that? Nevertheless, to avoid what? Fornication.
Yes, sir.
Because if you lie with her, you entice that woman, and then y'all go off and lay together, and then y'all both get up and say, oh, I had a good time, you know, thank you, or whatever. And then y'all go about y'all way. What if y'all just did? Committed fornication.
Yes, sir.
And that don't sit well with God. It's a sin, ain't it?
It's a sin, brother. It's written.
You know, you got, guys go from every week they go from lounge to disco to wherever to pick up women just to sleep with them.
Whoa.
Don't know that you are committing fornication, or don't care that you commit fornication. And this don't sit right with God.
No, sir.
That's why he said, if you want to do the husband thing, then you get you a wife. Man, if you want to do the wife thing, if you want to do the wife thing, then get you one. Because I'm sure it's somebody for everybody. You know, we have that old saying, it's somebody for everybody, and it is. It's somebody for everybody. And women, they outnumber us at least 7 to 1. And a lot of women looking for men, aren't they? Hear them all the time. You know, they got these shows on TV now. Talking about The Bachelorette and The Bachelor and all this stuff. Always looking for a wife, a husband. Go ahead and read. What verse you at?
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Uh-huh.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Go ahead.
The wife hath not power of her own body,
Uh-huh.
but the husband.
Go ahead.
And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body,
Uh-huh.
but the wife.
See, so, you can't have too many headaches, woman. You can't have too many, oh, I don't feel like it tonight. I don't, okay. But tomorrow night now. Same thing with the husband.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Oh, I'm tired tonight. I've been working all day. I'm tired. You understand? All right. But tomorrow night now, you understand? Because your body is not your body no more, and neither is her body anymore. So when she say come on, then you come on. And when he say come on, then you come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't start acting like no kids, you know, playing tit for tat and everything, you know, because that's my body, just like this is yours. So we can't be playing no kid. When I was a man, when I was a child, I thought I was a child. I played as a child. When I became a man, I put those childish things away. So you can't be playing no tit for tat stuff and all that stuff. Because your body is not your own no more, and neither is hers anymore. But go ahead and read.
Yes, sir.
Because this is what you're doing when you do that. Verse 5.
Defraud ye not one of another.
That's what you're doing. You're defrauding each other when you do this. Defraud ye not one another. Go ahead.
Except it be with consent for a time.
Go ahead.
That ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer. And come together again.
And y'all make sure you accept it before a time. Y'all consent to this. Now it's for a time, and then y'all come together again.
Mm-hmm.
Finish that.
And come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Because it said that Satan tempt you not for your incontinencies. Because, you know, after a while, she keep doing that, you're going to be like, she must be messing around. You know? After a while, he keep doing that, then old John across the street, he going to start looking all right to her. So, you know, so that these things, so that Satan don't come into play, then when she say come on, you come on. When he say come on, then you supposed to come on.
That's right, brother.
Because if you don't, then Satan going to jump in there, and then she going to start thinking something, and then he might start thinking something, and then there you go. Somebody might do something stupid. Let's go now. Let's go to, because we're going to come back to that. We're going to finish that out a little bit. Let's go to Malachi, the 2nd chapter. Malachi 2. Malachi 2, and we're going to pick it up at verse 13. Malachi 2 and 13. Everybody got it?
Amen.
Go ahead and read it.
And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears.
Now this is the man now. He covered the altar of the Lord with tears. Lord, why? You understand? He gonna tell you why. Go ahead and read.
With tears, with weeping, and with crying out.
Uh-huh.
So much that he regardeth not the offering any more.
Go ahead.
Or receiveth it with good will at your hand.
Uh-huh.
Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously.
Read that verse 14 again.
Yet ye say, wherefore?
See, because you coming to the Lord. You know, you making your offerings. You crying to the Lord, asking the Lord for this. Or you might be asking him to show you something, or asking him for this and asking him for that. And he won't give it to you. Neither will he answer you. Why? Read it again, verse 14.
Yet ye say, wherefore?
Uh-huh.
Because the Lord hath been witness between me and thee, between thee, and the wife of thy youth.
See, the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth. What did he do? Go ahead.
Against whom thou hast dealt treacherously.
Oh, so you was mistreating your wife. You treated her treacherously. That's why the Lord not answering your prayers. The Lord take this serious, don't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He witnessed the way you treat the wife of your youth, how you treat her treacherously. Go ahead and read.
Says, yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant.
Oh, she is your companion and the wife of your covenant.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what marriage is, a covenant. That's what marriage is, a covenant.
Make it plain.
He said, he had witness between you and the wife of your youth, how you treated her treacherously. Yet she is thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. Go ahead.
15.
Uh-huh.
And did not he make one
Oh, he went back to Genesis, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Did not yet he make one? Because they twain shall be one flesh. Go ahead and read.
Yet had he the residue of the Spirit,
Uh-huh.
and wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed.
That he might seek what?
A godly seed.
A godly child.
Yes, sir.
A godly seed. Go ahead.
Therefore take heed to your spirit,
Uh-huh.
and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth.
See, he said, take heed to your spirit. Look here, man. Get some control of yourself. Take heed to yourself, man. Get some control of yourself. Must be a boring lesson, huh? He said, get some control of yourself. Take heed to your spirit. Go ahead and read.
For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hateth putting away.
See, he hate this putting away. You know, men are always quick to get a divorce. You know, that's how brothers do. You know, when they got a woman, he been with her for 5 years, he ain't gave her a piece of paper. He could just leave anytime he get ready. He bouncing back and forth. But if you got that paper, it ain't so easy. You might have to give up something. Some money, half, whatever. You understand? So that's why I always tell the brothers and the sisters too. You gonna be with this guy? Marry him. Marry him. Get that piece of paper. Verse 16.
For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hateth putting away.
Uh-huh.
For one covereth violence with his garment, said the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously.
You see that? Take heed to your spirit. Man, you got to get some type of control over yourself.
Yes, sir.
You can't be going off on your wife every 5 minutes. You going off on her. You know, you can't stand her. Okay, well, what you keep coming home for then? What you keep coming home for? Let's go now. Let's go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. Exodus 20. Are we back on? Okay, Exodus, the 20th chapter. Because he said, this man and this woman, he put together to do what? To seek a godly seed. Exodus 20, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. So now we're going to bring in the children now. Exodus 20 and 1. Because that's what the Lord wants you to have, a godly seed. You understand? Children are obedient children. Not just obedient to their parents, but obedient to God. Exodus 20, and we're going to pick it up in verse 1. Go ahead and read that.
And God spake all these words, saying,
Uh-huh.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Uh-huh.
out of the house of bondage.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Skip down to verse, because we ain't going to read all this. Skip down to verse 12 and let's get straight to it. Go ahead.
Honor thy father and thy mother,
Uh-huh.
that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Now, do you see the stipulations on that?
No, sir.
He said, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Ain't no stipulations on that, is it?
None, brother.
He didn't say children honor thy. He just said honor thy mother and thy father, didn't he? Because all of us are somebody's child, aren't we?
Yes, sir. Make that plain, brother.
And most of us in here got children too, don't we?
Yes, sir.
He said, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Let's go now. Let's go to Ephesians, the 6th chapter. Let's look at this again in the New Testament. Ephesians 6. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Ephesians 6 and 1. Ephesians 6 and 1. Now we're going to get to the children now. Ephesians 6 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord,
Uh-huh.
for this is right.
He said, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. This is right. Go ahead and read.
Honor thy father and mother,
Uh-huh.
which is the first commandment with promise.
Which is the first commandment with promise. Honor thy father and thy mother. Go ahead and read.
Verse 3. That it may be well with thee,
Uh-huh.
and thou mayest live long on the earth.
Because if you don't honor your mother and your father, then your days are not going to be long on this earth. I'm going to show you. Your days are not going to be long on this earth if you don't honor your mother and your father. And we don't see no stipulations on this neither, do we?
Nah, brother.
It didn't say, if your father's a drunk, then you ain't got to show him no honor. If your mother is a prostitute, you don't have to show him no honor. It didn't say that, did it?
No, sir.
Because you got to remember one thing. The Lord chose that man and that woman to bring you here. Mm-hmm. And that's enough for you to have honor for them too, ain't it?
Teach.
Because without them, you wouldn't even be here. Most certainly, without God. But if he had to put them two together, you wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. So that deserves honor in itself right there, don't it? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, verse 4.
Yes, sir. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath,
Uh-huh.
but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
He said, you father, provoke not your children to wrath. Don't be doing things to get your child upset because you can. Do what I tell you to do, and that's it. You understand? You whooping them for no reason. Every little thing they do, you chastising them. Of course, a child, you kick a dog too long, he'll turn around and bite you, right? Mm-hmm. So children got feelings too. So father, don't provoke your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurturing and the admonition of the Lord and the admonishing of the Lord. Every time you chastise your child, you don't have to whoop them. Not every time. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Every punishment don't warrant a whooping or beating. Because the Bible say beat, so you understand what I'm saying. Now, let's go now, because we're gonna look at the child a little bit here. Let's go to Proverbs, the 22nd chapter. Proverbs 22. So far, we see what the husband's supposed to be, and we see what the wife's supposed to be, don't we?
Yes, sir.
And we see how you're supposed to conduct your marriage too, don't we? Proverbs 22 and 6. Proverbs 22 and 6. Now, I can't give you everything today about marriage, so we're just going to cover the main points. Proverbs 22, and we're going to pick up at verse 6. Proverbs 22 and 6, but now we're going to deal with the children. Proverbs 22 and 6. Go ahead and read it.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
Uh-huh.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
See, that's the best thing that you can do for a child. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And the best training that you could give them is the Word of God.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
This the best training you can give them. Because it's got all the do's and the don'ts, and thou shalt and thou shalt not. You understand? Tell you how you supposed, even the Bible will tell you how you supposed to war. Mm-hmm. You go in there, you kill everything, the dog, the cats, everybody. So he said, train up of a child in the way it should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Skip down to verse 15 and read it.
Foolishness is the bound in the heart of a child.
See, that's what's bound in the heart of a child. I mean, it's just the way it is. Foolishness is bound. They don't know no better. Sometimes. Well, most times they don't know no better. He said, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. Go ahead.
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Ooh. That's why, that's why, when we was in the store, we was little. Wherever you got in trouble, that's why you got it at. You got whooping. Wherever you was bad at, that's why you got the whooping at. And mama drove it right up out of us. You went in there and grabbed something in the store you weren't supposed to grab. She said, put it back, and you didn't. I mean, one time, my brother was messing with a lamp. And it had no bulb in it, but it was plugged in still. So mama like, leave that lamp alone. Leave that lamp alone. It's my little brother. He bigger than me, but he's still my little brother though. But anyway, so mama say, leave that lamp alone. I remember he had to be about 2 years old. I was 3, 4, something like that. Leave that lamp alone. Leave that lamp. He stuck his hand down where you screw the bulb in it, and she tore his butt up. Needless to say, he didn't go near that lamp no more. He didn't go near that lamp no more. Read that again.
15.
Uh-huh.
Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child,
Uh-huh.
but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
The rod of correction shall drive it far from it. Go drive that foolishness out of him. Let's go to Proverbs 23 and 12. Proverbs 23 and 12. Proverbs 23 and 12. Go ahead and read.
Apply thine heart unto instruction,
Uh-huh.
and thy ears to the words of knowledge.
Go ahead.
Withhold not correction from the child.
See, withhold not correction from the child. See, you know, a lot of people, well, my daddy didn't whoop me, so I'm not going to whoop my child. That's why your child is acting crazy. Because you ain't whoop them. All out in the streets doing all type of stuff. Disrespecting grown folks, doing everything. Because the rod of correction wasn't put on them. Go ahead and read.
Withhold not correction from the child.
Uh-huh.
If thou beateth him with the rod,
Uh-huh.
he shall not die.
You see that? He said, thou beateth him. I didn't see that, did I? The book said beat him. Now you got these psychologists and child psychologists. Don't beat your child. Just talk to him. Yeah, and they're going to talk to you too. They're going to talk to you too. You understand what I'm saying?